Good evening, race fans, and welcome to another Thursday night here for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour, the Indy Series. Tonight, they head to the virtual Iowa Speedway here today. Going to be interesting to see how this all works out. Short track racing here in the Indy cars, and it looks like they're going to have, struggle, especially on the exit here of pit road. Something just won Confuri there on iRacing's side there. Anthony Young's, his tires just went completely off his car there for a moment. They broke, but they're back on the car now. So what we got going on? I don't know if he glitched out or what happened there, but right now here in practice, we got that 116 of Williams here in the top spot. Bradley Williams with a 16.921. In second, that two machine of Kalex Wetzel there with a 16.929. TJ Harden third with a 16.956. Andy Frazier in fourth with a 16.987. And rounding out the top five here in practice tonight, we got that 30 of Garrett Hagan with a 17.023. See if that transfers over into qualifying. But before they go ahead and get into qualifying, let's go ahead real quick here and get to the standings coming into tonight. First, we'll go ahead and pull up those team points here real quick. That way everyone can go ahead and see where the teams are standing at right now currently. Up in that top spot, we still got that Gigabyte Racing there in the first spot with 827 points. In second, we got CRT Pulse Racing, 782 points. In third, Real South Racing with 423. In fourth, Team Name Motorsports there with 399 points. In fifth, we got True North Racing, 344 points. Mr. Rogers Racing back there in sixth with 275. Legacy Racing in seventh, 280. Actually, it should be Legacy in seventh with 280. Mr. Rogers should be in seventh with 275. I had a little glitch there on the order. Back in eighth, we got Anthony Rucker Motorsports, 232 points. Team iCar in ninth with 185. And rounding out the top 10 here for the team points in Season 2 is Built Different Incorporated with 141 points. Now get down to where they are as far as point standings coming into tonight. As you see there in that top spot, we still have Lance Anthony there. He has 400 points. In second, Garrett Hagan with 345. Edson Santos in third with 315. Back there in fourth, Dylan Williams with 304. Brian Edwards in fifth, 298 points. In sixth, we got CJ Harden, 297. In seventh, William Rucker at 270 with 225. Back in eighth, we got Kalex Wetzel there. In ninth, Anthony Young with 208. Rounding out the top 10 in the championship standings, we got Travis Rucker there with 196. In 11th, Rick Raven with 193. Bradley Williams 12th with 190. Aaron Hobart in 13th with 176 with 123 points. In 14th, William Smith. In 15th with 114, William Swenson. In 15th, Andrew Frazier with 109 with 101 points. In 17th, Andrew Fay. In 18th, Warren Rogers with 99 points. Kiffin D. Simpson there in 19th with 95 points. And rounding out the top 20, we got James LeGriven there with 94 points. And those are your championship standings coming into tonight's race. And we still have about just a shade over 3.5 minutes here left to go in practice. Let's see here what the weather conditions are like coming into the facility here tonight. Right now it's 73 degrees under cloudy conditions, winds out of the south around 9-10 miles an hour. Humidity around 68%. The track temp is at a very cool 74 degrees, so there's going to be a lot of grip there on the track. We'll see how this will transfer over to not only qualifying but also the race, as the conditions can change from session to session. I do thank you all for tuning in here to Extreme Racing TV here for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour Season 2. This is their 13th race of the season here. Well, technically it's their 14th. They did have their Clash race last Thursday night on Halloween over at the virtual Michigan International Speedway. Unfortunately, had some things come up trick-or-treating to partake in, and that only comes once a year, so when you got to partake in that, you definitely got to take advantage of that. Perfect weather for it too. It's like 75 here in Ohio. Sunny. I mean, it was windy, but for an October day, you can't beat it. Andrew White just saw my car. Which one was that? As we are coming down to just a little over a minute and a half here left to go in practice, we will go ahead and let these guys finish up their practice. We're going to go ahead, step away, play our national anthem. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back and get into the qualifying session when we come back. All right, welcome back, folks. As practice is just wrapping up here, we will go ahead and get them down to the qualifying here momentarily. They do have 5 minutes to get out here on the track to lay down two of their best laps. As let's go ahead and get on board here for everybody. That way you go ahead and see who we're on. We got 30 Machine Garrett Hagan. Now we're on CJ Harden there. As you can see, they're having a little difficulty there getting out of pit road. So that's definitely something we're going to have to keep our eyes on during the race, especially if they get any kind of pit stops here under green flag conditions. That's definitely something that can make or break somebody's race here tonight. We appreciate everybody tuning in here tonight over here at Extreme Racing TV for the second season here for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour Indy Series. Like I said, beginning of the broadcast tonight, we're at the virtual Iowa qualifying times are coming in. Looks like we got Andrew White up in the top spot. Well, it was in the top spot. Now it's Garrett Hagan up to the top with a 17:129. Andrew White there in second with a 17:537. Well, now fourth. Dylan Williams cracks that top spot with a 17:027 now. Garrett Hagan second. Anthony Young's here currently third. Oh, now CJ here is in seventh spot. Looks like he's coming complete his second lap, coming out of turn number 4. Start finish line. Put him up to third with a 17:077. William Swenson in second. Andrew White now in 8th spot. Got Brian Edwards here. We get on him real quick. He's currently, now fourth, a 17:084. Lance Anthony here in 9th currently with an 18:061, but his second lap to crack the 17-second mark. Put him at 17:035, good enough for second spot. As we still got 2 minutes here roughly to go in qualifying. Still got Kalex, William, Aaron. Lay down the lap here. Aaron out right now. Kalex is still chilling at the end here at pit road. We'll see here what Aaron's going to be able to do. His first lap is an 18:091, good for 11th. We'll see what he does here at the completion of his second lap here out of turn 4 down the start finish line. Big cut. And did not count. So Aaron will start, worst case scenario, 12th. As Kalex is now coming out in that 2 machine. See here what the 2 can do. See if he can top Williams' lap time there in that 32 machine with a 17:027. That is the time to beat. And on lap 1, he laid down a 17:599. Only .572 off the pace of the leader right now. Kalex coming out of turn number 4, down through the start finish line. 17:071, good enough for third. So we got Dylan Williams. He's going to be rolling off on the pole position here this evening. Every driver did qualify except Andy Frazier. He's the only driver that did not qualify. We will go ahead and get them momentarily down to the starting grid here this evening.
Something I want to go back and talk to you about, Steve, is the beginnings. You were around from back in the days of Pirates, and
here we go. Let's go ahead and get that starting grid pulled up for everybody to see here. In row number 1, rolling off on the pole position, that 32 machine of Dylan Williams with a 17:027. Congrats again to Dylan on grabbing the pole here this evening. We're not at Mid-Ohio. We are at Iowa. I did not change that. I do apologize for that. On the outside of Dylan there, we got the 52 there of Lance Anthony rolling off second. In row number 2, starting on the inside, we got that 2 machine of Kalex Wetzel. And on the outside of Kalex there, rolling off fourth, we got the 14 of William Swedson. In row number 3, we got William Rucker rolling off in that 77 machine fifth. On the outside of William, rolling off sixth, we got the 33 of CJ Harden. In row number 4, we got the 11 of Brian Edwards rolling off 7th. On the outside of Brian in the 30 machine, Garrett Hagan. He's rolling off 8th. Back in row 5, the 17 of Anthony Young's going to roll off 9th. On the outside of Anthony, rolling off 10th, the 116 of Bradley Williams. In row number 6, the 3 of Andrew White rolling off 11th. On the outside of Andrew, rolling off 12th, Aaron Hobart. And rounding out the field here in 13th, the 24 of Andy Frazier. See here if we can get I don't know why TV1 wasn't working there for a moment. Okay. We are on the leaders now as they are going through the pace laps here this evening. And the green flag is out. We are underway here tonight at Iowa. There's some short track racing here for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour Season 2 as the caution came out almost immediately. Let's see here if we can find where that was at. Go back and we will fast forward. Oh, there it was. Right at the start, and I missed it because I was adjusting the... who was that? Somebody didn't go, and it's the 116 of Bradley Williams. Yeah, weird. Like his throttle did not go. Everybody went except Bradley. That's the only thing I can think of is that his throttle just stopped. As he's on pit road now. Probably going to use that fast repair. Yep. Use that fast repair. Get himself a brand new car. You hate to have to do that there on the first lap, but it is nice to know that you have that in your back pocket just in case something like that does arise. But now he does have to be cautious for the rest of the race because that's all he has. One backup car, and now he's got to live with whatever happens here for the remainder of the 147 laps they got left here to go. Do want to give a big shout out to the sponsors coming on board here for season 2 for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour. As always, Crown Athletics for sponsoring the series here. Also, give a shout out to MW Cars out there sponsoring not only the Indy Series but the league in general. Coming on board, giving them a good sponsorship. Also want to give a shout out to Magnolia Laser for coming on board. I know they do the Cup Series. So, do appreciate you guys coming on board and supporting that side. And I think there's a couple more I'm missing. I always miss like one or two. I know we've had some independent race sponsors come on board. Yeah, that's what we got as far as the main sponsors go for season 2 here. To appreciate, you know, the support you guys give to the league each and every week. Coming on board, sponsoring them, getting their name out there, and you know, trying to grow this league. The Indy cars, they've been something to get used to on my side anyway. You more of a Xfinity Cup driver, and these Indy cars, it's a whole new ball game for the most part. Especially, you know, how they handle, how they drive. As the pace car is diving off to the safety of pit road, speaking of driving differently, those pace cars definitely drive differently as the green flag is back out. And Dylan, no problem staying out front there on the restart. CJ Harden's going to go ahead and take second away from Lance Anthony there in that 52 machine. Lance is going to fall back to third here. Well, he's not done battling for second yet. He's going to go ahead and cross back up in front of CJ Harden here for second. And right behind both of them, we got the two there. Kalex, you got to watch. Some tight racing right now going on between Lance, Kalex, and CJ. And now we got a battle potentially for the lead. Well, Lance looked like he drove up just a little bit. Lance might be trying to push to the outside here and try to make a pass on the outside. Yes, there goes Lance Anthony to the outside, as I was saying that. Well, now Dylan's going to be able to block that off. We got a battle for first, second, third, and fourth. As CJ is going to go ahead and crack the top spot here at the start-finish line. Put CJ up to the top spot. Now here comes Kalex there on the bottom as well. He's going to go ahead and possibly have second here coming out of turn 4, maybe? Coming out of turn number 4, no, it's still gonna, yeah, he's got it at the start-finish line. Go ahead and pull that back a little bit so you guys can see more of the action that's going on. Kalex now has got his eyes set on the lead. He's down to the inside there of CJ. Right now, it looks like they're just, you know, pack racing at a short track. Kalex now is in the top spot as we have a caution. And let me see here if I can find. There it is, Bradley Williams. Let's go ahead. See if we could find what happened here to Bradley going into turn 1. Well, it wasn't that loud. So I got the replay set as far as back as I can because of how quickly they can go ahead and do a lap around here. Everything looks good there. Yep, there it was. I not sure if that was netcode. Ooh, that was close. That was really close. Go ahead and do a rear cam here. You know what? That was so close. I'm going to say that was potentially contact there between Bradley and don't know who I forget who the other car was. He was air in there in the 916 actually. But so far, our second caution of the night here. Yeah, it did look like netcode, but with these cars not really having that rear bumper that you're used to seeing, they do got like kind of like a fender flare back there. So I'm not sure if he made contact with that or if it was just one of those things with iRacing that every iRacer is known has experienced it at some point in a race. That dreaded netcode. Sometimes it's really horrible. I've seen it to where the cars, you could literally fit two other cars in between them and it still associates contact with the other vehicle. But in that case, you know, it's kind of one of those situations. I could see where iRacing was coming from if it was netcode, because most likely it still would have been contact shortly after anyway. So it's unfortunate, you know, with the simulation it's kind of hard to perfect that without having the netcode issue. I know they hired a few people to go ahead and try to correct most of it, because like I said, there are some, I even think we did a couple races here this season with these guys to where the netcode, it was really bad, real bad. So we should be getting the one to go here this time. Yes, we got the one to go. And as they do in all races, they are single file restarts here. Just like they do in the Indy Series, no double file. That's reserved for the NASCAR side of things as far as the ovals go with the Cup Xfinity trucks. Now, I do believe they do wave arounds here. So if you were a lap down, you know, you can obviously get your lap back if a caution came out. If you're not, because cause or involved in the accident. As Kalex is waiting for that pace car to dive down the safety of pit road. And he's going to be in control here, coming to the start-finish line. Get ready to hit lap 18 to 150 here tonight, here at Iowa. And while they are going at it, let's go ahead and pull up the weather report real quick. 72 air temp, 73 track temp, partly cloudy. Winds out of the south still at 8-9 miles an hour. Humidity drop down to 66%. As KLX now is in a battle there with CJ. CJ's going to go ahead and take that top spot in that UPS. He should put "What Can Brown Do For You?" Probably one of the best slogans UPS ever had. He is now in the top spot. Here comes that 11 of Brian Edwards now to the inside. He's going to go ahead and take second spot, and he's going to look for the lead 2 here, possibly in turn 3 and 4. Ooh, almost contact between Brian and CJ there. That's what brought out the last caution. So I'm these drivers, I'm going to be aware of my P's and Q's here, especially early on. It looks like the top 4 is going to be really good at doing that. Lance Anthony here bringing up the rear of the top 4. And then we get back here to Dylan Williams, Logan Rucker, Andrew Frazier, Anthony Youngs, and Gary Hagen. This is the battle from 5th all the way to 10th. These guys are really going at it. So we got really 2 battles going on here. We got a battle for the, not for the lead right. Well, Brian did take the lead over. So we got a 4-packer here, and then back here we got a whole gaggle of a 6-pack going on here. We got 3 wide going on back here. This is the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. They go ahead and figure that out. We go ahead and get back up to the top here. We got a battle going on between Kalex and Lance Anthony. Lance is on the outside there. Kalex, he's going to be able to hold him off for now. Get back here. The front seems to have settled down a little bit. Yes, they're getting awfully racy. They do this each and every Thursday night. They don't... Oh, contact there between Dylan and I think that was Aaron. Good save there by Aaron. Almost drove him up into the wall. But yes, these guys race hard every Thursday night. Doesn't care. You know, doesn't matter what lap it is. They're going to race it as if it is the last lap. I mean, obviously they're going to do it with respect to one another. They're not going to, you know, especially Brian and CJ here battling for the lead. We're just wanting to put on a good show for everybody tuning in. And I know a lot of these drivers look back at the race, post-race. Just go ahead and take a look at how the racing went, things of that sort, how I did. If they want to pick on me afterwards, they can pick on me. But, yeah, they go at it each and every Thursday night. And, you know, tonight's no different. Short track, and it don't matter. These guys are going to race like it's a super speedway, as if they're at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're just going to go full tilt boogie. As we still have a battle here going on for the fourth spot between, well, the third spot actually, between Lance and Kalex. Kalex currently has it. Now Lance has it. But the real battle is going on back here. Aaron's up to 5th now. Dylan 6th. Anthony Young 7th. William Rucker 8th. Andy Fraser 9th. And Garrett Hagan round out the top 10. Then you get back here to 11th with the 3 of Andrew White. He is currently 3 seconds back from Garrett. And then you got William Swenson here in the 12th spot. He is 1 second back from Andrew. Andrew, in respect, is 5.3 back from the 11 there, Brian Edwards. Ooh, almost some... I almost want to say bump drafting? That was real close to happening back there of Brian. If it wasn't contact, it was pretty darn close between Brian and Lance Anthony, as Lance is now up to the top spot. Yes, these are fixed setups. None of these guys, all these guys are running the identical setup that the other driver's running. Obviously, there's a few minor changes you can go ahead and do as far as your brakes go, your steering. But as far as like suspension or anything like that, it's all fixed. Ooh, we got contact there. We caught that live. And who was the unfortunate? Yes, Anthony Young's there. We're still green for now. Let's go ahead and take a look back here to see. And it looked like it was a checkup. Oh, actually. Ooh, we had contact there. The 916 Aaron came up. Got into Dylan. Dylan had to check up. And then Anthony Young, because of the checkup, just couldn't check up in time. Got into the back there of Dylan. And unfortunately for him, he is coming down pit road now to go ahead and get a fast repair. But we remain green here as we are on lap 40 now of 150 here tonight at the virtual Iowa Speedway. Still got the top 4 here pretty much under a blanket. Kalex there in that 2 machine rounding out the top 4. We go ahead and get back here to the 916 of Aaron. That would be William Rucker there in that 77 machine. Haven't really mentioned his name tonight. He's got himself up into that 5th spot now. So got to keep an eye there on William. He is currently up. Well, now he's down a spot. Aaron passed him back up. Andy Frazier here in that 24 machine, currently in 7th spot, up 6 spots from where he started the race. Speaking of that, the biggest mover of the race so far is that 11 of Brian Edwards here in that top spot. Up 6 spots. He's also tied with Frazier as far as the most positions gained, but Edwards is, P1. So when it comes to most positions gained as far as a tie, Brian kind of wins that by default. The biggest loser so far as far as where they started and where they currently are running is that 32 of Dylan Williams. He's back here in the 8th spot. Started on the pole. Oh, no. Yeah, started on the pole down 7 spots from where he started the race. But, he's in a pretty hectic pack here. Almost contact between William and Garrett. Garrett, good job checking up, avoiding the 77 there, moving up the line. Go ahead and try to avoid him. Go ahead and make his pass there on the very next turn. And you're going to see handling starting to play a factor here. We just saw Andy Frazier there going through the turn. Got real tight there in the center of the turn. Had to check up there. And now Brian Edwards is trying to go ahead and break up the draft there between him and, now CJ Harden, as he just got around Lance for second. And this is where the how did you take care of your tires? Did you overdrive your vehicle? Start to come into play. We're on lap 51 here of 150. And with these cars, I know I'm prone to do it. Just want to hit my gas and go left. But you burn up your right front doing that. And we're going to start seeing, which ones were smart about it, which ones were overusing and abusing those tires here. We get back here, the Garrett Hagan here. He is currently 3.6 seconds back from the leader. 3.13 back to that 2 machine of Kalek, who is currently in the 4th position. So the bigger pack really is not paying off as far as being able to keep up with the top 4. Top 4 is pretty much checked out. They're almost in a different zip code at this point. I think Lance might have brushed the wall. Not 100% sure on that, but I did hear somebody scraping the wall. And that was the only car I saw up there. We have a caution, and we got that 77 of William Rucker sitting in the wrong direction. So let's go ahead and take a look back here to see what happened to William. Down the back straightaway. What will be coming up here? Yep, got tight. That's what I was talking about, folks. Coming down into the turn. Just got tight. Came up. Got into Aaron there. Destroyed that 916 front end. He's going to have to tow on that one, unfortunately, and I think William was able to get it back under power here, rolling. Still got all 4 tires connected to that machine. So that will bring out our 3rd caution here this evening. I would expect, yes, everybody's coming down pit road. No surprise there. Don't know why it's showing me that the pits are closed there on the lights. They wouldn't be coming down pit road if the pit road is closed. So that's the light we should have been seeing, the green light. And Brian is off. Still in that first position. CJ second. Lance Anthony third. Garrett Hagan fourth. Kayla back here in fifth. Dylan Williams in 6th. We got the 3 of Andrew White 7th, Andy Frazier 8th, William Rucker 9th, and William Swenson still on pit road, currently in that 10th position. Let's see here. We should be good. They should be getting the one to go here next time by, so I won't do that. That's the problem with short track. These cautions go so quickly, you're almost afraid to get somebody up to give them a quick interview because you don't want them to take too long to where they restart and you're still trying to end the interview and they're racing and it's a big headache. So we won't do that this time. But if we get another quick caution, which is possible, we will go ahead and get somebody pulled up here into the booth, give them a quick interview here. As they, like I said, caution laps here, they're only a couple laps. Should be getting the one to go here as the pace car lights are off. I do appreciate everyone tuning in here for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour Season 2, race number 13 here tonight at Iowa. Just to show you guys, I did fix that. So, we got that taken care of on my end. I always forget one thing before I start a broadcast. And it usually has to deal with the title there at the top. Need to find a way to put it on my main screen here on my ATVO. That way I can go ahead and see what I'm looking at before I click on it because I always forget about it. Pace car is diving off to the safety of pit road. It is back in control there of the 11 of Brian Edwards. We are back green flag racing here tonight at the virtual Iowa Speedway over here on iRacing for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour Season 2 of the Indy Series here tonight. Right now, the top 3 have gotten away. And then we got 4, 5, 6 right here in the little pack. And then we got 7, then 8, 9. As William is now starting to come out of pit road. So we'll see here if these guys can go ahead and get grouped back together. Because right now, we got 3, 3, and 3. CJ is going to go ahead and take the lead away from Brian Edwards. So now it's CJ, Brian, and Lance. 1, 2, 3. Garrett Hagan, Kalek, and Dylan here. 4th, 5th, and 6th. As Kalek is just going to go ahead and take a twofer. He's going to go from 6th up to 4th there in one turn. And then get back here to William Rucker. He's in 7th. Andrew White, Andy Frazier, 7, 8, 9. See here at that 3 machine, go ahead and make some moves here in the latter part of the race as we are just hitting lap number 66 here of 150. Still got a ways to go. I am fond of anybody driving a 3. DJ still holding off the 11 there of Brian Edwards. Lance Anthony's looking to make a move though on the 11, not able to do anything quite yet. Every time these guys come into view, it looks like they're trying to go 3 wide. Now they're back down single file. Caleb looks like he's just out here having fun. Garrett Hagan trying to stay attached to his back, not bumper, wing. I guess that's. They don't have bumpers. They got, like I said, they got some kind of covering on that. It's obviously not a bumper. It's almost like a tire flare protector, whatever you want to call it. I think it's just more for aerodynamics than anything. It really doesn't play like a structural part of the vehicle. CJ. Oh, excuse me there. I had a frog lodged in my throat there for a moment. I go ahead and step away to get rid of that thing. As I was saying, CJ still, being able to hold off the 11 there of Brian Edwards, as well as the 52 of Lance Anthony. And, the 11 being able to do the same thing, trying to race CJ, but also hold off the 52. Get back here. Kalex still in that 4th spot now. Dylan now up to 5th as Garrett Hagan has some problems there on the extra 2, had to check up. So he's going to have to regroup here and get back up to the pack because now it's a 3-2-1-3 pack. If you can keep up with that. Dylan's going to be able to take over the 4th spot. I want to see if these two can just hook up. See if they can run down the top 4. Top 3, I should say. Brian Edwards down to the inside of CJ, going to go ahead and take the lead back away from CJ. We are now on lap number 78 here of 150. We've got a ways to go. Well over 50 laps to go. 73. I was going to say 72. Now we're down to 72. Top 3 still remain the same. Get back here. Still the 32 and the 2 going at it. And then Garrett here, he's going to get passed by the 3 of Andrew White now. Andrew to the inside of the 30. Going to have him cleared in the middle of 1 and 2. Keep an eye out here on the lead. Here comes CJ, going to look down to the inside of the 11, down the front straightaway, down into turn 1. He's going to have the lead, but is Brian going to have a run coming out of 2? Well, he has a run, but not good enough to be able to get down to the inside of CJ. He's going to have to regroup here, see if we can get him down the back straightaway. CJ doing a real good job there trying to block any run Brian had there down the back straightaway. At least for now. And a lot of that could be just Brian sizing up CJ here. Obviously, if I was in this race, I would not want to be in the lead come 15 to go. I would want to sit in that second spot and play the when can I get a good run, where's the right time, when do they least expect it, because obviously they're not expected down the back straightaway. So that's one spot I would not want to make my move. But if I can get it to where I can get out of turn 4 and coming through the final lap, I might be able to work with that. But I don't want to say too much because I don't know who's listening out there that's currently racing. Brian looking back down to the inside of CJ. And that's another thing too. You know, what CJ just did there. Not really pinched off Brian, but definitely didn't make it easy on him. And, you know, as the tires get older, that's going to play more of a factor because that guy on the inside is going to want to have more room to be able to have, you know, that runoff where you don't necessarily need that with the newer tires because you got more grip. The car's really not pushing tight. But, you know, if we stay green flag here, everybody's going to be pushing tight. And that outside is going to be the place you're going to want to make your pass because you can really pinch off the guy down to the inside because they're not going to be able to keep the momentum that you have being on the outside, because you're able to have more of that runoff that they're not able to have because they got to try to not hit you. We still got the 3-2 and then get back here 3-2-4 as far as the packs go right now. And this pack is all single file from Dylan Williams. No, not Dylan Williams. From Andy Frazier. Back to Andrew Light here in the 9th spot. And William here in the 10th spot. Currently 3 laps down. Here come the leaders. Brian Edwards, TJ Harding and company. Way back there. Well, not way back there. They're coming up on them. And you can see we're on the gearbox cam right now, looking back to the leaders. We're going to slowly get bigger in his rearview mirror. As you can see, the camera really didn't have to pan that far back. Get back to these guys here in the lead. CJ's going to go ahead and take the top spot. Here comes Brian, though, back down to the inside. Oh, almost contact between CJ and Brian. Good driving by Brian, though, to stay off of CJ. Unfortunately, it hurt his momentum just a little bit. Lance was looking to go ahead and pounce on him. He just didn't have enough momentum to maintain, make that pass over the 11. Caleb and Dylan here. Oh. We have a problem with CJ. Let's go take a look back. The leader just crashed. And going into turn 1. Oh, he clipped the apron. Oh no, CJ. Just got under that yellow line and it just turned that car around. Oh, he was having such a good race too. And I think he ended up having to tow. Oh no, he's still out here driving. I think he would have been better off towing at this point. I mean, he is going 9 miles an hour. And it is... It's almost acting as if he doesn't have a left rear tire. Because that left rear tire is inside the track right now. Bouncing. And he's going to go down another lap. And I mean, you just see right there. I mean, his car is driving sideways. Yeah, if I was CJ, I probably would have taken the tow. Go ahead and pull up. So all the leaders did pit while we were going through that replay. So the only ones that have, well, Harden's on pit road now. As you see there, Lance is trying to bump draft the pace car. Unfortunately, you can't do that. It is technically an invisible car. You drive inside of it. You can see all the components inside of the pace car. Not a whole lot. It's pretty basic. You got a driver, a wheel, a seat, a few gauges. That's about it. Not very detailed on the inside of the pace car. You'd think they would detail it up a little bit more on the inside, considering you could drive through it. We'll see here on this restart how Lance is going to be able to hold off Calix, Dylan, Andy, William, Garrett, Andrew, Brian, and William. Actually, there's only 8 drivers on the lead lap. Brian is the last driver on the lead lap in the 8th spot. As the pace car is off and Lance is back on the loud pedal. We are back. Green flag racing here tonight at Iowa. Coming to lap 104 here, 150. We'll see here if we're going to be able to make the final stretch of the race here under green flag. Had a little bit of everything going on here tonight. A little neck code, self spins, and even a help from a friend here tonight. Go ahead and put the position gain back up for everybody. That way, go ahead and see how many spots each driver has gained or neutral throughout the race, and potentially where your favorite driver is sitting currently compared to where they started the race here tonight. And right now, Calix is in that top spot. Lance second, Dylan third. And we got to drop back here about a half a second here to the 77 of William Rucker. The 3 of Andrew White, 11 of Brian Edwards, in battle there with the 24 of Andy Fraser, and then the 30 of Gary Hagen here in the 8th spot. Calix able to hold off Lance for now. Dylan's going to be able to grab that top spot. Oh man, some close racing there between Calix and Dylan. Might have to get a closer view here to see if I think Lance touched the wall again. Almost made contact with Calix there coming out of 2. That one's down the inside. He's going to go ahead and take the lead. Here comes William Rucker. He came out of nowhere. He was like shot out of a cannon. And Brian Edwards is up into the mix as well, up to 4th. Oh man, we got some tight racing going on. They're not going to be able to keep it up at this rate. And they are too close to one another. Really hard racing going on right now. We're side by side. We're doing a high-speed pace lap side by side. Right now, I mean, you pick a car. They're all in the window. They could all win it. Just a matter of being in the right spot at the right time. And we still have 37 laps to go here. Obviously, you want to get all the good out of the tires. You want to get it. You want to find yourself in the right spot when these tires start giving out. But you don't want to give them out too soon either. You got to find that happy medium between the two. Dylan Williams is in that top spot. He's got the preferred spot. He has the cleanest air out of everybody else. Able to save that right front just a little bit more. Doesn't have that push, the arrow push that you get when you're behind somebody going through the phone. This is going to be exciting. Brian Edwards back up to the top now. Like I said, he restarted back in 8th. Now he finds himself back up into P1. Andrew White is officially so far, the driver with the most positions gained with 8. He started the race. We could probably actually do that here, down here. Oh, 4th position. Sorry, I thought it said 8. Well, I think it did say 8, but then he lost the couple. He went down to 4, and now he's back up to 5. Calix back up to the top. Dylan is got some connection issues going on his end. Hopefully that was just a momentary blip in the internet service. Not something that's going to linger on. So far so good. Another problem when you're racing this close with somebody else And then all of a sudden they start flashing in and out. It's like, whoa, where did they go? Are they going to be in the same spot when they come back? A lot of good driving going on right now that we're witnessing here between the top 8. And they're all in the picture. Down the back straightaway. Brian Edwards looking to get that lead back away from Kalex. He's going to have it coming out of turn number 4. Going to try to hold off the 32 there. Dylan got a good run down the straightaway. Now it's Edwards and Dylan 1-2. Kalex on the outside in third. Vance Anthony 4th. Now it's switching again. Dylan's falling back 2 positions. He's now down to 4th. Lance up to 3rd. Kalex up to 2nd. William Rucker in that 77. That's the driver I told you keep our eyes out on. He's right here in the P4 position. He's one of them quiet drivers here tonight, but now with that, we're getting down to the final 30-some laps here. Soon to be 30 here in about 3 laps. He's got himself in that 4th position. Still got work to do to get around Lance, Kalex, and the 11 of Brian. As it is currently 9:18 Eastern Time, 8:18 Central, or unless you don't do daylight savings time. Honestly, I think this is a little bit. It's no fun going to work dark and getting off work, and it's just about dark. Hate that. But going temporary. Till next year. Speaking of dark, we got a night race here tonight at the virtual Iowa Speedway. All the corn has been harvested here in Iowa. That season is done and over with. So now it's racing season here in Iowa. These guys are putting on a heck of a show for all the virtual fans out there in the stands here tonight. And it's going to come down. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes down to the photo finish between 2-3 drivers here tonight as they cross the start finish line. But that is to be determined. We still got a ways to go before we go ahead and crown a winner here at Iowa, as we got Andy Frazier. Hard contact to the outside pit wall there. He's going to have to tow. No caution. We stay green. It was a single car incident. I saw it out of the corner of my eye. And it looks like he got real loose coming out of 4. He was trying to save it through the tri-oval front straightaway. Not really a straightaway. It's pretty much just a long, winding turn. And he just could not keep it under control and slammed down to the outside pit wall. Blew his engine. Had to tow. Unfortunate for Andy. I think he still has a fast repair, so go ahead and get that tow, get that fast repair, get back out here on the track. He still got 15 laps to go here. And now 14 laps to go. Like I said, these guys are doing laps in 17 seconds, so. Oh, man. If they weren't touching, they were kissing. Between Brian and Kalex there, fighting for the lead. Brian's going to go ahead and have that now. Man, that was some hard racing between those two drivers, and good racing at that. You know, Logan goes, if you ain't rubbing, you ain't racing. Well, they were doing more than rubbing. I don't know if those tires exchanged numbers for the post race or what, but they were definitely having a bonding moment. As we're getting ready to cross the start-finish line, we officially have 10 laps to go here tonight in Iowa. 10 more laps to crown a victor here tonight. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Brian, Kayla, Lance, William, Dylan, Andrew White, or Garrett Hagan? Those are your lead lap drivers. William is 1 lap down here in the 8th spot. Obviously, if a caution would come out, that would definitely help William. We're down to 8 laps to go. Like I said, this is the point in time where I do not want to be the leader. But can Brian prove me wrong? We're getting ready to come down to 7 laps to go. Felix is now to the outside of Brian. But Brian's going to be able to hold him off for now. Lance Anthony's looking to the outside there of the fuel machine of Calix. Not able to do anything with it yet. Sting. Calix and Lance both are in the opportune position. More Lance than Calix, because Lance is putting the pressure on Calix and also trying to find an opportune moment to make the pass on both of them. But as I'm saying that, here comes Dylan and William Rucker as well. Put their 2 cents in on, no, I think they do, but we actually do. Here comes Calix trying to fight to the outside of Brian, not able to do anything with it through the turn, but he's getting a good run down the straightaway. So we're going to see here if he tries to change his strategy up a little bit. He's not doing it quite yet. I know what he's trying to do, but I don't know if he's going to be able to pull it off here with 2 laps to go. I think Brian, final lap here tonight. This is going to be it, folks. No caution. It's going to be records or checkers here tonight. Coming down 3 and 4 for the final time. Coming out of turn number 4. Oh, Calix turned him. Oh, he turned him. We got to go ahead and take a look back at that. Wow. Coming down through 3 and 4. And he just had a run. And I mean, it's the final lap. Go ahead and do a chase cam here on the 2. Yeah. Man, I don't know. I mean, yeah, there was definitely contact there between the 2 of them, but I mean, you can't be one of them people that lift on the last lap. I mean, he turned him, but I mean, you really can't fault him for doing that. So props go to Calix to grab the victory here tonight. We will go ahead and step away here, see if we can find our top 3, get them up here in the broadcast. Don't go anywhere, folks. We will be right back. All right, everybody, welcome back. Well, we have managed to find the top three. Let's go ahead and see if we can go ahead and get them up here into the broadcast booth. We're going to start with that 32 of Dylan Williams. Well, Dylan, we currently have you here posted up upside down in midair going through the front straightaway. Go ahead and talk about your race here tonight, man. I know we talked about it briefly before we went back live here, but go ahead and give the fans, your take on how it was here tonight at Iowa.
Well, I knew in practice we were running some, practice runs with groups, and I could tell immediately that it was going to be a track position race. So that's kind of what I did. I tried to make the best qualifying lap I could, and I was fortunate enough to get the pole. But without, running the bottom line, you kind of have to risk your tire wear in order to keep track position as well. So it was just a lot of strategy and what kind of moves you made and how aggressive you were. And I just tried to make sure I was in the top, 3 to 5 within the last 25 laps, and I figured I'd have a good chance, but I didn't expect it to end like that, I will be honest.
Yeah, you guys definitely put on a show. You turned short track racing into super speedway racing, in a sense here tonight. And, we look forward, to the schedule here, moving on from Iowa. November 14th, we head to the Legacy, Texas, the old style Texas, before the new layout came out. Thank God. Go ahead and talk about, what are you looking forward to going into that race here coming up here next Thursday night?
I've made probably 25 laps on it just in a test, just to kind of mess around and get an idea. And the one thing about the old layout is it has a lot more character. There's a lot more bumps to it. So I think it'll come down to who can take care of their tires as well as track position. Drafting is going to be key there. So if you can get over the bumps and keep your car straight, I think it'll be pretty tough to beat there.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do a wait and see. Definitely, like you said, wasn't expecting what we saw here tonight. So who knows what we're gonna see next week at the old style Texas. But Dylan, before we go ahead and let you go here and get that vehicle upside to the right side here and get that to the virtual hauler here tonight, any final thoughts, shout outs you want to give before you go ahead and celebrate your P3 here tonight at Iowa?
I'd have to first and foremost say I'd shout out to my teammates. I think we will all work well together in strategy and working together to put ourselves in the position to run in the top 5 or 6. Yeah, I gotta thank them and gotta thank Lance for letting us do this and putting us all together, and gotta thank my parents and my sponsors as well. And yeah, that about sums it up.
All right, well, Dylan, you go ahead and brush off those wounds here that you got here on the last lap, and go ahead and get yourself ready for next Thursday night at Texas. Until then, enjoy this one. We'll see you back out there on the track here next week.
Alrighty, thank you, sir.
All right, you're welcome. All right, that will conclude our third place finisher here tonight. Let's go ahead and get our second place finisher up here into the broadcast booth. And that will be the 52 there of Lance Anthony. Let's go ahead and get him up into the broadcast booth. Well, Lance, we currently have you kissing the outside pit wall here tonight. Go ahead and talk about the race here tonight at Iowa. It was wild. It was crazy, but we got to hear it from the driver himself. Go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, man, that was something. Hopefully all the folks that watching, tuning in were entertained, because that was, I'm quite sweaty sitting in my driver's seat. So, yeah, that was fun. I thought I was going to get a win there. Luck into one, but Calix kind of went right hand down and got me there at the line. But it's all good, man. He definitely deserves it. I know that's probably not the way that he wanted to win, but like I told him, I mean, what are you supposed to do? He's like, you're not going to lift in that situation. So it is what it is. Congrats to him. Been a long time coming for sure.
Yeah, we definitely caught that. And it was like, last lap, last turn, coming out of the turn, you got somebody coming up in front of you, and you got to run. You got nowhere to go. What are you gonna do? You can't lift in that situation. And I mean, like you said, obviously he didn't want to win in that type of way, but at the same time, if the roles were reversed, I think Edwards would have done the same thing. So, I mean, it's kind of one of those things, you don't want to do it that way, but ultimately you don't have a choice but to do that because you have nowhere else to go, especially where they met up just coming out of 4. If he did turn it down, he would have wrecked himself. And
it's a no-win situation. If he lifts, I plow into the back of him and become a torpedo, and there just wasn't anywhere for him to go.
Yeah, either way, chaos would have ensued coming down the start-finish line. So, I mean, just to have it happen that way, I mean, it looked like it was building up the whole race to where we were going to have one of those finishes where it's going to be wild, exciting. However, did not have that on my bingo card, but I will put it on for next Thursday because we are heading to the Old Style Texas Motor Speedway next Thursday night here for the Indy Series for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour. Go ahead, Lance. Go ahead. What are you expecting going into that race here next Thursday night? I mean, obviously, what we expected to have happen tonight didn't happen, so who knows?
Yeah, it's hard to say. We ran there last season, and I figured it would be more of a pack race, but honestly, we kind of got a little bit strung out, and I dominated the first half. I won the heat race. I think it was one of the ones that we had a heat race at last year. Think I won the pole and then won the heat race, dominated the first 100 laps, and then just out of nowhere, it was like my car just fell off and I lost it. So I think it's going to depend on the track conditions. If it's a real hot track, I think we'll probably get a little bit more strung out than what we would expect. But if it's a cool track, honestly, it could be a pack race. I'm kind of hoping for more of the strung out where the driver is going to make the difference more than just kind of lucking into placing yourself at the right place. But we'll see.
Yeah, we definitely will. And, hey, who knows? We might have another race like we just had here tonight. You never know what can happen, especially if one of those cautions happen, late race to where the tire wear really isn't going to matter. So we're going to have to wait and see there on how that's all going to play out. But Lance, you have a second place to celebrate here tonight. Obviously, you wanted to celebrate victory here tonight, but still podium position, P2, good race, good points night for you. Pretty much holding strong there as far as the points league going into Texas here coming up. But before we go ahead and let you go and celebrate the P2 finish here tonight, Lance, any final thoughts, shout-outs you want to give before you go ahead and celebrate, do any repairs to your vehicle, get ready for Texas here coming up next Thursday?
Yeah, we'll definitely have some work to do before we throw her back in the hauler. But I'm sorry. Just shout out to the sponsors. B. Smith Maintenance was on the car today. Also, shout out to them for sponsoring tonight's event. Shout out to Calix for getting his first career win in the league. Crown Athletics, Magnolia Laser, you guys for broadcasting every week. I can't wait to watch it tomorrow morning on my way to work. And shout out to my CRT Pulse teammates. Teammate tonight, Willie, for showing up. He had a good run too. He kind of got a little bit of a victim of circumstance there. He should have been a little bit higher up, I think, but still good team points tonight, second and fourth.
Yes, for sure. Well, Lance, you go ahead and get those repairs taken care of before you go ahead and put that car in the hauler. go ahead and celebrate this P2 finish here tonight. And looking forward to seeing what you have out there on the track next Thursday night at the Legacy, Texas. But until then, enjoy this one here tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. All right. And that will take us to the race finisher. Well, race winner here who finished first here tonight. And that would be that 2 machine at Kalex. Well, I know it's not the way you wanted to win the race, but ultimately, you got the victory here tonight. Go ahead and top out this wild, epic race here tonight at Iowa. How was it for you here tonight?
Yeah, that race was honestly one of the craziest races I think I've been a part of. Everyone was so close, such a small track, but it was almost like a Talladega Daytona style.
Yeah, it definitely was. From just sitting up here in the broadcast booth, looking down on you guys racing all night long. It was pack racing, and there was moments throughout the race where we had a 3-pack, a 3-pack, a 3-pack, and then we had a 3-pack, a 2-pack, a 4-pack, and then there at the end of the race, it was just all out, full tilt boogie. Everybody was out for just trying to get the victory. And, you found yourself in a spot I figured I would want to be in coming down in the latter part of the race, being in that P2 spot, trying to find, your spot to get the run and trying to make the pass over the leader on the final couple laps here. And it just looked like Brian, got a little tight there coming on the exit of 4, and when you two met, it was just at the wrong time because you really couldn't do anything to, maneuver yourself to get down without wrecking yourself, but you also were not lifting either because you were coming down to the checkered flag here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was kind of a combination. He went a little bit lower than what I was expecting into the final turn, and then I just got tight, and like I messaged him and posted in the chat, like, obviously didn't mean to. Definitely was not what I was planning on doing. I wanted to try to pass him on the outside clean, but unfortunately that's the way it went.
Yeah, unfortunately, last lap, last turn, you're doing whatever it takes to win the race. Obviously, like you said, you're not trying to wreck the guy on purpose to do anything like that. You're trying to get him clean, hard, good racing, and it was just one of them circumstances to where it's just wrong place, wrong time, as far as where you guys met up at. And, like I was talking to Lance just a little bit ago, if the roles were reversed and it was Brian behind you in that same situation, he wouldn't have lifted either. It would have been the same outcome. And like Lance said, even if you did try to maneuver yourself around him, he would have hit you, and it still would have been calamity coming down in the finish. So, it's just one of those. It's hard racing. It was a very hard fought victory here tonight, even though, like you said, not the way you wanted it to go down. You wanted to do it cleanly, but you still found a way to pull it off here tonight. And, we look forward going into next Thursday. A lot bigger track than what we had here tonight. Going to the old style Texas format here next Thursday. Go ahead and talk about, kind of what are you expecting, looking forward to, not looking forward to as you head into next Thursday.
Yeah, I would say I'm expecting it to be more of a pack race as well. Just with these cars, the draft is so significant. I'm glad that Lance has it on the old Texas and not the new Texas, because the new Texas, honestly, in my opinion, I do not enjoy it at all.
You and me both.
So yeah, we'll see how it goes. We should be sliding a little bit more on the older tires, but beginning runs, it shouldn't be almost like a pack race.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be interesting to see how it plays out. If it plays out like it did tonight, to where it kind of seemed like those cautions fell just at the time to where the tires seemed like they were just starting to get a little old, to where it would start playing in the factor on who took care of them, who didn't take care of them. But we never really got a true testament on who was doing that, who wasn't doing that. So we'll see if that's the same story going into next Thursday with the Old Texas, because, tire wear is going to play a factor if we get those long green flag runs. But if it, kind of folds out like tonight, like you said, we might just have more pack racing through the entire race and come down to the wire next Thursday, to where might be in a similar situation where, we got 4 or 5 cars that can win the race on the last lap, and just a matter of who's going to make the right move at the right time. But you got a victory to celebrate here tonight. And before we go ahead, let you pop that champagne, the milk, or whatever you partaking in here tonight in Victory Lane, you got any final thought, shout outs you want to give before we go ahead and let you go and get that celebration going?
Yeah, for sure. First victory in this league, so I'd like to thank my main sponsor, Cooley Contracting. They sponsor me in every iRacing league that I run in. True North Racing, obviously couldn't do it without the team. Tennessee Hills Distillery, Deep House Music, and B-Smith Maintenance LLC. And I want to thank you and Lance for putting on the league, and you doing a great job with broadcasting and doing the interviews and making everyone be able to watch the races for sure.
I appreciate that, and appreciate you coming out here each and every race, and giving all your effort, and it finally paid off here for you tonight, and looking forward to seeing what you have in store for us next Thursday over at the Old Style Texas. But until then, enjoy this one, enjoy the victory. Like you said, it doesn't come easy, so enjoy every moment of it, and can't wait to see what you have for us next Thursday at Texas. Until then, enjoy this one, and see you back out there on the track next Thursday.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Oh. Uh-oh. Can't move you. Oh, there he goes. Okay. I was able to move him in here, but I couldn't move him out. That was weird. All right. Well, that takes us down to the final results here tonight. Pending anything they got to do admin stuff, which I don't think they have to do. I think that's pretty much set in stone from what we talked about with Lance. It is what it is. That is the final tally here tonight, per se. So let's get down to the final results here this evening. Finishing in that first spot, that 2 machine of Kalex Wetzel. Congratulations again to Kalex on grabbing the victory here tonight. Lance Anthony finishing second. Dylan Williams third. William Rucker fourth. Brian Edwards fifth. Andrew White sixth. Garrett Hagan seventh. William Swetson eighth. Andy Frazier ninth. CJ Harden rounding out the top 10. And 11th, we got the 916 of Aaron Hobart. 12th, the 17 of Anthony Yuns. And rounding out the field in 13th, the 116 of Bradley Williams. Well, folks, thank you for tuning in to an exciting, epic race here tonight at the virtual Iowa Speedway. Definitely a finish I didn't see coming, and the drivers we interviewed, they obviously did not see that coming either. Can't wait to see what they have in store for us next Thursday night at the Old Style Texas. It might just end up like what we had here tonight at Iowa. But we won't know until next Thursday. So make sure you tune in over here on Extreme Racing TV next Thursday night. Same time. Different place. Same league. Crown Athletics Racing Tour Indy Series. The race number 14 here on the season. Can't wait to see what they have in store for us, not only as the broadcast team, but also you fans that tune in each and every Thursday night. But until then, take care of yourselves and each other and have a good night.